If you receive Social Security benefits, this is something you need to focus on right now. A new rule is taking effect on April 16th, and a lot of beneficiaries still don't clearly understand how it might impact their payments. This isn't just a small change. It could affect how your benefits are managed and what happens if certain required actions are not completed. For the last 10 years, I've been tracking Social Security changes and helping seniors see how each update can influence their income. At this moment, the system is shifting again, and more adjustments and policy updates are expected. So, stay tuned, stay informed, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any critical information. Now let's talk about what you really need to know. Simply put, this new rule is more than a minor tweak. It's part of a broader transformation in the Social Security system that is making everything more secure and more tightly monitored. The main goal is to cut down on fraud and ensure that only the correct person is receiving the benefits. Because of that, the system is becoming more demanding when it comes to verifying your identity and personal details. Things like your home address, bank details, or account changes may now require extra confirmation. In some situations, you might be asked to reply quickly, and if you wait too long, your payments could be processed more slowly. Here's the key point. Not every beneficiary will be affected in exactly the same way. Some people may not notice any difference at all. But if your information is outdated, incomplete, or not properly updated, you may run into delays or additional verification steps. Most people don't run into trouble because of the Social Security system itself. Their problems usually come from ignoring updates or not checking their accounts regularly. When changes happen, many assume everything is fine. And that's when complications begin. You also need to realize that the system doesn't pause and wait indefinitely. Once a notice or request goes out, the process keeps moving. If you don't respond on time, it can result in delays or short-term holds on your benefit payments. Fortunately, the solution is actually very straightforward. You just need to keep your information current, log in, and check your account periodically, and pay attention to any official communication. And remember this important point. It does not mean something negative is going to happen to everyone. Many beneficiaries will continue to receive their payments without any interruption. The real difference comes down to awareness. If you stay informed, you will get through these changes without major issues. If you ignore them, that's when confusion and stress can appear. That's exactly why staying informed right now matters so much. This isn't the only change happening. More updates are on the way, and new details are expected to be announced soon. The earlier you understand what's going on, the easier it will be to manage everything without feeling overwhelmed. Right now, the goal is not to become anxious. The goal is to be prepared. You simply need to stay alert. Pay close attention to any official messages and avoid ignoring anything related to your benefits, because in the next part, we're going to go over the exact steps you should take to prevent problems and ensure your payments continue without interruption. Let's be very clear here. The purpose of this is not to scare you. This is a real policy shift, and the Social Security Administration is not personally walking every single beneficiary through each detail. That means if you rely on Social Security, the responsibility to stay updated and take the right actions is more important now than ever. Before we continue, it's crucial to understand one thing very clearly. This video is not designed to create fear. It is meant to break things down in a simple and clear way so you know what is changing, who may be affected, and what you should do to protect yourself from problems. And most importantly, this change is not about cutting your benefits or taking away your eligibility. Your monthly payments are not being reduced because of this adjustment. The main focus is on tightening security and improving identity checks within the system. Over time, the Social Security Administration has been steadily moving towards stronger digital verification, and this new rule is part of that long-term plan to make the program safer and reduce fraudulent activity. The core reason behind this update is basic security. In recent years, Social Security systems have seen more and more fraud cases where payments were diverted or accounts were tampered with. In response, the system is now enforcing stricter identity confirmation and stronger protection against unauthorized access. Because of this, the way beneficiaries prove who they are is also changing. In practical terms, this means more actions may now require stronger identity proof than before. Instead of older, simpler methods, The system is moving toward more secure digital checks that confirm you are truly the owner of the account. This is where your attention becomes extremely important. If you already use the official Social Security online account, managing this transition will likely be easier, but you still must make sure everything in your profile is accurate. If you haven't started using an online account yet, then this change is even more critical for you, because more and more services are gradually being linked to the online platform. The direction is very obvious. The system is shifting toward digital-first management. That means many tasks that used to be handled by phone or face-to-face are now being encouraged through online accounts. And while that may be more efficient for the system, it also means beneficiaries must be more cautious and more prepared than they were before. So, what do you actually need to do? First, make sure every detail in your Social Security account is correct. Even small issues like an old phone number, outdated email address, or a wrong mailing address can cause slowdowns when extra verification is needed. Second, confirm that you know your login information and that your account recovery options are working. Too many people only find out something is wrong when they are locked out, and by that time, it can take a while to fix. Third, if you do not have an online account yet, creating one is becoming more important because many upcoming notices and updates are expected to be delivered through digital channels instead of traditional paper mail. Now, here's another major point most people don't think about. When systems become stricter, communication depends more heavily on fast responses. That means if the system sends you a verification request or an update notice, ignoring it or putting it off can slow down processing on your account. Not because there is necessarily a problem with your eligibility, but because the system is set up to pause until it receives the confirmation it needs. This is where many beneficiaries face delays that could have been avoided, not because their benefits were taken away, but because necessary steps were not completed in time. Another thing to keep in mind is that these updates will not impact everyone in the same manner. Some beneficiaries may not see any obvious difference for now. Others, especially those with very old account setups, missing details, or outdated records, may feel the effects sooner. So the key idea here is not fear, it's awareness. The system is not trying to block your benefits, it is trying to protect them. But with stronger protection comes more responsibility on your side to keep your information accurate and to respond when you are contacted. Now let's talk in practical terms. If you want to stay ahead of these changes, you don't need to do anything overly complicated. You just need to stay proactive. That means logging into your account once in a while, confirming your contact details are correct, and responding quickly whenever you receive an official message or request. These are small habits, but they can save you from bigger issues down the road. And here's another important point. If you are helping a parent, spouse, or another family member with their Social Security, this becomes even more essential because many seniors are not very comfortable with digital tools and rely on others to manage their accounts and updates. Making sure someone in the family understands these new requirements can truly make a big difference. In the bigger picture, this update is just one part of a wider shift in how government programs are run. They are becoming more digital, more security-focused, and more dependent on users being involved. And that is exactly why being informed right now matters so much. Once all the changes are fully in place, people who prepared early will adjust with fewer issues, while others may only learn what changed after they start facing delays or account complications. So, take this seriously, stay informed, and double-check that all your information is correct. In the next update, we'll dive even deeper into the most common mistakes people make during this transition and what quick checks you can do right now to avoid any disruption at all. This is where the new system really starts to show up. The Social Security Administration is now guiding beneficiaries toward two main ways to verify their identity. The first is ID.me, which is a third-party digital verification service already used by several U.S. government programs. The second is login.gov, which is the official unified sign-in system for many federal websites. In both of these options, the purpose is the same, to verify that you are truly the person connected to the Social Security account. Usually, you'll be asked to upload or capture a photo of a government-issued ID, such as a driver's license or a state identification card. After that, you may need to take a selfie or complete a short video check so the system can match your face with the ID image. If everything goes well and you're comfortable using a smartphone or computer, the process typically takes about 10 to 30 minutes. However, the experience isn't always smooth for everyone. For many, especially older adults or those unfamiliar with technology, this can feel confusing or stressful. ID.me in particular has faced criticism in the past because the facial recognition might have trouble depending on lighting, camera quality, or internet speed. But the crucial thing to know is that you are not stuck if the system has trouble. When the automated steps fail, there is always a backup. Both ID.me and login.gov give you the option to finish verification through a live video call with an actual person. This route takes longer and may need a scheduled appointment, but it makes sure you can still complete the process even if the automatic system doesn't cooperate. And if you are someone who simply does not want to deal with any online verification at all, there is another path. You can visit your local Social Security office in person. The staff there can verify your identity directly and walk you through what needs to be done. You will have to bring a valid government-issued photo ID and, if you have it, your Social Security card as well. However, be ready for possible wait times, since these local offices can be crowded. Calling ahead or making an appointment through the SSA website can help reduce your wait and your frustration. Now let's look at another big area people are worried about: phone services. In the past, many account updates like changing your address or asking about your benefits could be handled quickly over the phone. Under this new approach, that is becoming more limited. The SSA is now restricting certain sensitive changes, especially updates to direct deposit information, from being done by phone unless your identity has already been fully validated online. The motivation for this shift is fraud prevention. In earlier years, criminals were sometimes able to pretend to be beneficiaries over the phone and reroute payments into their own accounts. By tightening verification, the SSA is working to stop this type of crime. For you, the takeaway is straightforward but very important. If you change banks or need to update your payment details, you may no longer be able to do it by just calling in. Instead, you will probably need to make that change through a verified online account or by going into a Social Security office in person. This is a major adjustment because millions of people have relied on phone support for these types of updates every year. Now let's talk about families, because this does not only impact individual beneficiaries. If you are an adult child or caregiver helping a parent or another loved one manage their Social Security, this update is especially relevant for you. If you're officially listed as a representative payee, your position is still valid. But you will also have to follow these updated verification steps when you manage their account online. On the other hand, if you are only helping informally, for example, by making calls or filling out forms for them without official authorization, it may become more difficult to act on their behalf going forward. That's why now is a smart time to think about formal options such as becoming an official representative payee or setting up a durable power of attorney that legally allows you to handle financial and administrative matters for that person. Stepping back for a moment, it's helpful to see the broader context. Social Security has faced pressure for years from increased fraud attempts, limited staffing, and growing numbers of beneficiaries. That's a major reason more processes are moving to digital tools and stronger ID checks. But these shifts also create obstacles, especially for older adults who aren't confident with computers or smartphones. The important thing to remember is this: these changes are not aimed at cutting your benefits or taking away your eligibility. They are meant to strengthen the program and protect payments from being stolen or misused. However, the burden of staying updated now falls more heavily on beneficiaries than in the past. Another very serious issue during big policy shifts like this is the rise in scams. Whenever there's a major update, scammers try to exploit the confusion. They may call you pretending to be from Social Security, ask for your private information, or demand urgent payments. You must keep this in mind. The real Social Security Administration will never ask you for your full Social Security number or your banking password in a phone call. They will also never threaten you with immediate arrest or insist that you must pay money to keep your benefits. If you ever get a call, text, or email that feels suspicious, the safest choice is to hang up or ignore it and then go directly to the official SSA website at ssa.gov instead of clicking any links that were sent to you. Finally, if you are someone who has difficulty using technology or has limited internet access, you still have protections and options. You can always ask for in-person help, request special accommodations, or get assistance from SSA field offices. Local libraries and community centers may also provide basic support for online tasks. You are not being left out of the system, but you may need to actively request help when you need it. Disclaimer: this video is for informational and educational purposes only. It is based on publicly available data and does not serve as official guidance from the Social Security Administration, SSA. Viewers should visit the official SSA website, ssa.gov, or contact the appropriate authorities to obtain accurate and current information about their specific situations.